And you know, us sports moms have something to say.
Yes, we do. We'll have a chance to interview across the board from athletes to the parents to the coaches to even the trainers.
And we're not afraid to share our journey. We're not afraid to tell other moms what we went through in order to raise up a student athlete. So I believe that it's inspirational.
Yeah. We able to tell our story, the good and the bad.
We can give back positive information.
Absolutely.
You know, we can empower them.
Yes, I think it's time for the mothers to be a voice.
Yes, that's it.
It's time for us to let you know what's going on.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your girl Shannon. Listen, sorry for my voice, but so I might have my co-host or host, I should say, Karen, might be helping doing a little bit of more talking. So, but welcome to the show. I'm telling you, this is going to be good. But I need to start off. We're giving the biggest woody woo woo to the LA Wildcats. They did a major upset. Oh my gosh. They beat the Defenders 39-9, and the Defenders was
Wow.
2-0.
Oh,
So
2-0. They were undefeated so far.
I'm
Hey,
telling you, they set records. You know what I'm saying? They came out blasting. So I just want to give a huge shout out to Jordan. Mommy is proud. Mommy was yelling, screaming, jumping.
is that why you're hoarse?
I was doing all that, girl. I'm telling you, I was talking trash. My husband go, Shannon, why are you taunting the TV?
They can't hear you. Yes, they can. They can hear us.
I was taunting the quarterback because the quarterback from the Defenders, you know, because these guys are mic'd real heavy, right? And so
Mhm.
he was on the sideline, and I don't know if they don't remember that they're mic'd. And he was like, we got them where we want them. We got them where they want. Okay, now they were losing like 33-3, right?
Right.
And they were going into the half. And so he was like, we got them where they want them, where we want them. And then he said the N word. We got these where we want them. And I thought, did you just say the N word on TV? He sure did.
He
And
said,
I
nigger?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I don't think he realized that they're mic'd everywhere. So
Right.
you can hear, even one guy got injured, and you can hear him scream from the injury when he got hit on the field. So these guys are literally mic'd, right? So
Mm.
the quarterback from the Defenders go, we gonna get these, we got these where we want them. And I said, so
You
you
know, I
know,
think on the when you're playing on the football team, it's not necessarily personal. It's just like
I
they're part of the
know,
game. We're gonna
I
get these
know.
niggas. We finna beat them.
I know, but it's just the fact that he said it, right? And so he was talking all this trash going into the second half, talking about we got him where we want him. We gonna come out and blast 4 interceptions he threw. 4. Right. Did y'all see that? 4 interceptions. So mama, I'm over here yelling. I was like, get out. Oh my gosh. That was a major upset.
All right. Well,
They made a record that was going into the half. They were 25 or 29. So that was the first time in XFL supposed history going into the half that far ahead. Oh yeah,
really.
yeah,
Oh
they shut them
wow.
down. Yeah, the boys showed up today.
All
So
right.
I'm a proud mama.
Well, guess what I got to do
I
Friday
saw
night?
you. Oh, Friday night.
Yes,
Oh
Friday
yes.
night. I got chance to attend the Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame.
You know
It
what? I
was
saw the video footage. It looked like it was amazing.
it was amazing. There was Darren Woodson, there was Jesse Arms. I said his name wrong in the interview. Armstead, Dion Myers. There was a basketball coach. There was a basketball player, a girl basketball player, and they were so humble. You know, most
Wow.
of the time when you get those famous athlete, they have their bodyguards. You can't get to them, you can't talk to them, and stuff like that. But these guys, they mingle with the crowd. They took pictures. It was a great, great event, and the people who put it on, the African American Museum, they are the one that sponsored this every year. And it was a group of older people. They were like in their 60s. They'd been doing it for a while,
Wow.
and it was just great. The atmosphere was calm. You know, when you put it on an event, if you're not organized, you're running around trying to get it. It was
Yeah.
calm. The person who was over it, she had it together. Everybody was in their place. It was a great event, and I'm so glad they allowed us to come. And I believe that it's going to be a great connection for us to go every year, because there
Wow.
was no other. I didn't see any newscast was there. Nobody, nobody else was there. There was somebody taking pictures, and I was like, this is something that needs to make the news. You
Wow.
know,
Listen, y'all, Karen will find anywhere. Okay. She will get in. Don't play her. She will call her. She will get in. Trust me. She's like, well, I've got this opportunity to go. Who. Don't, last minute, don't even phase her. She will make a
no.
bust a move. Listen, she will bust a chess move on you and
If the
checkmate you.
door is open,
She will be sitting
we
right
gotta
there.
go. We
Gotta
gotta go.
go. And then she in LA, right? So
Oh yeah.
she's at our behind the scenes producer, Brian. She in the studio with him while I'm here in
I'm
Dallas,
hanging
Texas.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she in LA chilling, with our producer. And then I next thing I know, I get a ding. I'm watching the game, right? So I get this ding on my phone. Karen is interviewing a mom in
Yeah.
LA. And listen,
Yeah. On the
so
street.
on the
She
street.
noticed my friend, she had on her t-shirt, Path to the Draft t-shirt. And so she was like, my mom lived in DeSoto. And so she was like, she's the person that did the documentary. So she came over there and she shared how her son is he declared to the draft, and they're predicting him to go around the fourth and sixth
Wow.
round. And she did an interview on the spot. And I was like, yeah, her name is Keisha, and she may be watching. Shout out to Keisha.
Hey,
Um,
Keisha.
Shout out to you. Good luck on your son being drafted. I'm
Yeah.
going to be watching. He's from UCLA, and I'm going to be watching. And when I hear his name called, I'm going to be screaming for him.
Listen, and speaking of the draft, we want to congratulate our very own Katrina. Her son is going to the draft, right?
Yeah.
Next week is the draft next week. So
It's April.
it's April. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He's going in April. So
He must be going to the combine.
a combine, not the draft, the combine. Yes, right. So
Yeah.
congratulations, Katrina. We are so proud of you and all our hosts. I mean, they're doing miraculous things. But before we get to our guest, I was thinking, listen, you guys, we do this show because we really want to bring an awareness. We're not here. It's not a show that we're going to do about who has the most catch and who has, the yardage or the 3-point shooting. And we're not about that. We're really about bringing an awareness. And the reason why I say that is there was an ex NFL player that I read that got in trouble, got caught at the border of Mexico with drugs.
Mm.
And we want to start helping parents understand from a young age that you got to catch these things that these athletes go through undetected at a young age, right?
Yeah.
Money does nothing but enhance how they really are. So if you have a young person who was always in the street, um, out there doing stuff, you just because they put a football suit on, a basketball suit on, a soccer suit, whatever it is, and you put 20 million in their pocket, it's only going to enhance how they used to be. Am
Yeah.
I telling the truth? If that person was a giver, they was always meek and always humble, then you give them 20 million, they're still going to be meek, they're still going to be humble. And so this show is about bringing awareness on helping young people. I even seen another post, Karen, about an athlete in the NBA who's talking about depression.
Wow.
So it's like, again, we need fans. We need you guys to post and share our show. because we're bringing on guests, we're bringing on psychiatrists, we're bringing on attorneys, we're bringing on everyone that can help bringing an awareness to what these athletes go through, to
Yeah.
the ups and the downs. So I felt I needed to share that. Like, this is not your typical sports show. You
Yeah.
know, we're going to talk about it, and we want to be able to start helping at a young age for parents to notice the signs or the coaches to notice the signs. But these athletes that get in trouble just
Yeah.
because they're professional doesn't
Yeah.
mean a thing. It
And
just
we
covers up. Go ahead.
and we're some believing mamas.
That's
We
right.
believing
Got a
we don't
prayer.
have a problem confessing our faith.
That's right.
And if there's some moms out there that just need another mom to partner with you and to pray for
That's right.
whatever you're going through, we don't have no problem with that.
That's right. Because without God, none of, I mean, you can't, I don't care what you do, you can't be or do what you do without Him. So these athletes really need, um, we really need to catch them at a young age. We really
Yeah.
want to be able to help these moms catch and notice the signs what these athletes go through before they get to that professional level, because when you think about that young man, he's young, and in the paper it said, he can face 20 years.
Wow.
So it's like, man, what did somebody miss the signs? You
Right.
know, did somebody not see the situation, the problems?
Yeah.
Even with the athlete that was depressed, you're so busy cheering them on when that door shut, you don't never know what they're going through. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's why I'm super excited about our guests that we're going to bring on, moms for student athletes, Miss Kelly and Tara. They're really doing big things in their community, bringing awareness, educational awareness, getting out there in the streets, talking about what these athletes go through. So I can't wait to bring them on. And I just fell in love with Miss Tara. I tell you what, she had me rolling. We did a kind of conversation with them a few days ago, and I was on the phone rolling. I knew this show we was going to be leaning because this one is hilarious. So can we bring them to the show, Miss Tara and Kelly? I was talking about you, right?
Hey.
Hey,
Yes, I'm gonna be good.
lady.
Hey,
Hello.
Kelly. Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm
So you guys, welcome to the
doing good.
show. Doing good?
Thank you
I
for
cannot
having us.
hear.
Yes.
Oh, we're excited to have
I
you.
cannot hear
So
Shannon.
let's get. You can't hear me?
Uh-oh.
I can hear Karen, but I can't hear Shannon.
She can hear Karen, but she can't. Tara, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I
Okay.
can't hear.
Kelly? No?
No?
I can hear. I can hear Karen.
Okay, so Brian, we know you're in the back
I hear
listening. So
Tara. I can't hear
so
Shannon.
we're calling on our technical guy in the back. I know he's listening. So Brian, can we figure out how come she can't hear me?
Well, since she can hear me, I will just let them go ahead and tell us about themselves. Whoever want to talk
Yeah.
first, and they can just tell us how they met, and what they got going on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll go first. Just a little bit about Monster Student Athletes and how we got started. I'm going to try to condense it down as much as I can. Monster Student Athletes' mission is to help families such as single parents support and empower their student athletes navigate the obstacles and pressures that come along with being a high school or college athlete. My son, his name's Blake McLean. He played all sports. He played soccer, football, basketball, karate, baseball, all sports throughout his, elementary, middle school, and then on up to high school. We live in Florida. We're based out of Central Florida. So as you know, you're in Texas, you know that you can play sports all year long. So he was on a traveling basketball team, baseball team. And then once he got to high school, he kind of narrowed it down to two sports, basketball and football. I knew he was good. He always accelerated. He was like the top star, one of the top stars in when he played. And I had no idea that he would possibly play in college until his junior year. He got his first football offer from the University of South Florida. And then from there, about a few months later, he received his second offer from West Virginia. And then from there, he, 20 plus offers. So I'm like, wow, he might be able to play in college.
Right?
This is his junior year. This is his junior year. And his dad and I, we had divorced when he was 10 years old. So his dad knew more. His dad played football in college. He knew more about the recruiting process than I did. I didn't know what the NCAA, I mean, I heard of the NCAA, but I did not know that there was an NCAA recruiting process, eligibility center. I knew none of that. Thank goodness his high school that he graduated from, he was an honor student. He had okay test grades, but thank goodness that his high school, his football coach and his guidance counselor, they were active. So if it weren't for them, I don't know what would have happened because they're the ones that told us about the clearinghouse. So from there, I was able to help pay for a tutor so that he could raise his test scores.
Wow.
And then, as I said, he graduated with honors too. So he was able to commit to the University of Kentucky. And here we are in Florida. So, that's almost 1,000 miles away.
Right.
So he graduated on a Thursday from high school. 3 days later, we had him up in Kentucky. And I didn't know that he was going to get to college that quickly. His freshman year, I was not prepared to be a college football mom. His freshman year, I thought he would probably redshirt. So I wasn't going to go to any games, maybe one. But he ended up starting, and he ended up playing, I think, 10 games, his first 10 games his freshman year. I made it to one game because I was not prepared. I was not prepared at all. His sophomore year, I made it to several games, and then the year I tried to make it to at least half his games. My ex-husband, on the other hand, was able to make it to at least 9 games a year.
Wow.
Which I thought was awesome. I'm glad that he was able to make it to as many as he did because Blake got hurt. I was watching it on TV.
Oh.
He got hurt. I saw it happen. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm texting my ex-husband what's going on. He ended up gosh, he did something to his arm. I can't remember, but he ended up going back on the field with a cast on his arm and playing against Florida of all schools, our nemesis. Anyway, I just say that because it's so important for parents or their guardians to at least be able to make it to at least one game a year, to see their student athlete in that environment, to be able to talk to their coaches, meet their friends, meet their teammates, to see what's going on.
Right.
These are 18, 19-year-olds hanging off, hundreds of miles away. They have a lot of pressures, obstacles. They are like, especially at the University of Kentucky, there's no professional football team in the whole state of Kentucky. So college sports, especially basketball, they are like celebrities. And so there's a lot of things that they go through, a lot of pressures, emotional pressures that they go through. I saw one of his teammates have an emotional breakdown. He left the team, left the school.
Wow.
I saw another teammate who was arrested and he was kicked off the team. Another team member of his, he was a close friend of his. He bought a car off of Craigslist. Didn't know that he needed to register the car and have insurance.
Oh, wow.
um, he actually had gotten stopped by a police officer, and car wasn't registered, didn't have insurance. Um,
Wow.
there's been so many stories. I also, there's so many. I heard of a college football player. I don't want to name the college, but I know that he had committed suicide. And then I was reading other articles. I started doing research on college athletes and the pressures that they go through. And there's quite a few college student athletes, even high school student athletes that have committed suicide.
Yeah.
So I say all that because I started doing research.
You saying a lot.
Yeah, I read. I don't know if you all read this book, Indentured. The inside story of the rebellion against the NCAA. If you've read that, if you haven't read it, I advise you to read it because it's a good read on the NCAA. Some of the lawsuits have already come to fruition. Cost of attendance. My son ended up receiving that his sophomore year, and then he even got back pay a couple months ago from not receiving it his freshman year. Anyway, those were some of the reasons that I felt would be something that, as far as college athletes and having resources for them and their parents, single parents. I was a single mom, trying to make it to his games. Those were some reasons why I felt like Moms for Student Athletes would be a organization that could help other parents and other student athletes, help them stay in the game.
Yeah.
One of my friends actually introduced me to Tara, and I will let Tara take it from here.
Okay. I started on a different spectrum or end of the spectrum. It was, of course, for me, it was high school. And I've seen players that couldn't play, maybe didn't have shoes to play, couldn't get a physical to play, didn't have their parents, didn't have the money. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I want to help because I believe that this could be like their transportation. You know what I mean? This is their vehicle to get them to college. So whatever I could do when my son was playing high school ball, whatever I could do to help him, I've helped some kids gotten physicals and everything. I wanted to like expand and go further and further, and help. Then I find out, they need shoes. Then you find out they need this.
Yeah.
So at the time, my son was in school, for me, it was like helping them to be able to play. But when my son went to college, his second year in college, we had an incident. I got a call at 11:38 p.m., April the 23rd, and it said my son was non-responsive. So basically, they were telling me my son was dead.
Wow.
I'm 5.5 hours away from him. I don't know what's going on. Somebody got to tell me something. I don't know. Come on, because right then they were working on him. I'm on the phone with his coach while the paramedics are back there working on him. Something I think no parent would ever want to hear or be going through. But at the end, when they did get him back, a paramedic came over and he said to the coach who did CPR, and he told me it was one of his teammates. And he said, well, that saved his life. So for me right now, CPR is the most important thing there is because it saved my son's life. And so now CPR is something that we're offering to student athletes so that when they go off, and even if they're home here, they may be able to save someone's life because it did save my son's life.
Wow.
He's here at the end. He ended up having open heart surgery and a defibrillator put in, but thank God he's here. So that's like, for me, that's where I really, really am with moms for more so CPR, but also we want to get them with these grades. Now, when they're in high school, we know a 2.0 is okay, it's okay. It helps them play, but that is not acceptable. Colleges do not want students with a 2.0 grade average. They don't care how good you play. They need you to do better than a 2.0. My son in school was a 3.3. He had a 3.3 average is what he has. He graduated with honors of 3.5. So I didn't have that issue, but you hate to see other kids fall by the wayside because us as parents, I'm saying me, well, I'm not including me, we don't really go and look into their schoolwork. We know they play balls, football, run track, and we just see them running and doing this, and we just automatically think they're going to school somewhere. Somebody going to get them. But we have to make parents aware that it's just not what they look like on the field, on the court, if they're swimming. It doesn't matter how good they are. We need to worry about their grades. So we also have tutors, at least a tutor, because we want to help them. We want them to get away, go out and experience life, and don't let your grades or anything hold you back. But again, us as parents, we have got to step up. Most of us think that it's the coach's responsibility to get them in college, and the coach not gonna get your son in college. They only worried about most of them, not all of them, what they're doing for them now on this field, on this court when they're in high school. If they can go, they go. They may not really even care about grades, but we caring about grades. We care about them living. We care about mental issues. We care about everything. So we want to be able to be here, help you, give you advice. If we don't know it, we can find someone that does know it. But I don't know everything. I know a lot, but I don't know everything.
So
So
we do.
that's go
I was going to say
go
we
ahead.
do partner with therapists and counselors
Wow.
for our high school athletes and our college athletes. Go ahead, Tara. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Wow. Okay, so let me
Yeah,
chime in. Let me chime in because there was so much said. I'm just sitting here like, okay, you had a son who they called you talking about basically he's dead, and then your son and you're watching an injury, and so okay, so let me backtrack.
okay.
Wow, it's
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
How you
it's
feel
wild.
I'm
that?
at a pause moment, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
What did Shannon say?
it's
Oh,
oh, that's right, she can't hear me.
I can't hear her.
Oh
Tara told us
man.
about her son.
So, okay, Brian, we got to figure out how she can hear me. Can she click back out and come back in? Do you think that'll work, Karen?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
I'm
Kelly, how
here.
about you go out and come back in and see if it works, Kelly?
I'm
Oh,
here.
Kelly,
I'm here.
disconnect and come back in
okay.
and see if it works. Okay, Tara, we hear you.
Okay, so Tara, I'm gonna start with you
Okay.
until Kelly comes back in.
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
I'm just floored. Like, wow. So, at that moment of that phone call, right? Because he's not able to play sports anymore. Is that correct?
Now say it again. I couldn't hear you.
Your son is not able to play sports anymore. He has a heart defibrillator.
Actually, he can play, and he
Wow.
has returned to playing. He is playing. He has not gone back to school as of yet, but he is playing. Not because of me. That's something he wants to do. I remember somebody said, "Will he be able to play basketball again?" I say, "Honey, I'd rather have him alive and can't play than
That's right.
dead and could."
Yeah.
But
So,
he can play. They did release him and said that he could play.
so it was a heart situation.
Actually, they don't know what it was. If I'm just honest with you, what the doctor told me was, ma'am, all we can tell you is that your son died and he came back.
Mm.
We can't, the things that they did with the open heart and the defibrillator, they did it as a, what word I want to use, as makeup. You know what I mean? Just something to, just in case if it happened again. He wasn't even playing sports. He was actually home, just finished playing a video game. And I think he got up to go get in the room and couldn't breathe.
Wow. Okay, but
Yeah, he wasn't even,
he does. He was at the time he was playing. He plays basketball. Did you say that right?
he pl- right, he plays basketball, but he was not actually in a game. He was at home playing a video game.
Okay.
Okay.
So I've noticed, I've heard before, athletes who one minute they're running down the court and next minute they drop, or football. So I'm kind of, it's important because I notice these physicals that they're giving are just kind of your basic physicals, right?
Right. So, right, correct. And now they're not, now I think you can't even get a basic physical. You actually need to go to a doctor and have an EKG done, which is like amazing, great, and I'm so
Yes.
glad for it. So no more physicals, just a regular physical, no. And
Yeah.
they need to, because athletes now, I don't know, they fall so quick. We used to could jump off the roof and keep right on going. Break a
Right.
leg, go get some castor oil, then you
Right.
good.
Come on.
Right.
Come on, grandma. What
Right.
grandma do? Grandma put a broomstick between the two, wrap it with tape to go, you all
Okay.
right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You just,
Right.
wow. But yes, it is. Now in Texas, right, Karen? Because like when my daughter went, they just did the regular physical. She just went to the urgent care, did a physical,
Yeah,
and went on.
$25.
Right.
Right, $25 for a physical. But
Yeah.
I agree with you. They need to do more extensive, do an EKG, just in
Blood
case
work.
blood work catch something that, may be overlooked. But okay, so now you move on. Your son, now you guys are out, you're bringing an awareness. How
Right.
has that been for you?
Right now it's going slow. I think what happens is people actually don't believe this is real until it happens to them.
Yeah.
Because I myself, I mean, I never would have thought about, CPR like that. So we're trying, and we're getting ready to have a CPR class that Moms for Student Athletes will be paying for. We're paying for the student athlete to come and take it, because we do really, really want to get this out there and across. And anything we can do to help, we want to do it.
I love that they're doing that, the CPR. I think that's amazing. I think it's something that you're right. Every student should take it. Parents should take it. Of course, the coaches, everybody, because when, like you said, you 1 minute your athlete can be running up and down the field, and it don't even need to be a heart situation. It just got hit wrong.
Right.
Right.
We've seen that happen where athletes have hit head, and you know can't stop
Right.
breathing and different things like
Right.
that. So I think this is well that this is great that this is happening. So now with the CPR and the grades are
Yes.
important. I love how you say
Yes.
that because I've experienced and seen an athlete. He was dynamic. This joker could run the football like it was no other.
Right.
And he was dealing with things in school. They put him in special, I guess you could say special ed classes just to pass so they can win
Right.
a championship. But what happened is they messed him up because no D1 college would take him or touch him. It was
Right.
good enough to win a high school championship because long as you passed
Right.
the
Right.
classes. But when it
Right.
comes to now going to a D1, he had to go to a JUCO. He didn't want to go to a JUCO. He thought he was going to be able to go to a D1. He never played football again.
Oh
And
Wow.
wow.
he never played again because he started getting in trouble, started doing drugs, started smoking. And so it's like, man, we need to bring an awareness of how important, don't just put these kids in a special ed class or a basic class just for you to win a game.
Right. It's doing them a disservice.
Oh,
Well, see, I would say that the mom, the parent, because there could have been something going on with that kid, dyslexic, his
he
ability to
wasn't.
learn.
He wasn't.
And okay, but there was something going on because he had to do what he needed
He
to do
just
in the
didn't know. He
classroom.
just didn't want to do his homework. See, he was like the
Right.
all-American
Right,
star, right? So
Right.
I think he could do the work. But when
Right.
you get these athletes in high school that these all-American they got this chip on their shoulder, you know.
Oh, what you
I
say? Now you better preach
now
over there, girl.
you hear
especially
Kelly?
especially our color.
Yes.
Hey, they get this chip on their shoulder, right? And there's like, they
Right.
ain't got to go
Yes.
to class and would skipping class and they ain't got to do this and they ain't got to do that. And so the next thing you know, the grades start slipping. So they had to maneuver his classes.
No, but see, where
Right.
is the parent at? Because
Right.
you're not finna
She
Wait,
move
wait, wait,
no,
wait.
you're not
She
finna
agreed
move
with it.
no classes.
She agreed
You're
with it.
not, because me as a mom,
she at
I
home.
needed to know what classes my kids was in.
She agreed with it.
Right, because
She
they think
agreed
they're
with it.
gonna
Long as
go
he was,
somewhere else. Right.
that's why.
But they're doing them a
A
disservice by
disservice.
allowing that. But some parents, they're not even at the school or out there or even finding out about the grades. If
Right.
their child is playing, they know that their grades, oh, they must be passing if they're playing. And that's all they're concerned about. But your concern has to go a step or
Further.
two
You got to be
above.
involved.
That's
Right,
right.
right,
Got to
right.
be involved. And
Definitely.
it's crazy. So Kelly, you're back. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I
Yay,
can.
Kelly can hear me. So you were talking about the CPR and the education. I mean, I love what you guys are doing and the awareness that you're bringing. So tell me a little bit or tell us a little bit about the challenges you guys have faced because we've interviewed different organizations, right, Karen?
Yeah.
And we're noticing that um, a lot of parents are you guys there?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yes.
Your face froze, but you still can probably talk.
Who?
Yeah.
Frozen.
Kelly face.
No,
No,
Shannon's face.
Shannon's face is
Okay.
frozen.
Oh, oh.
Okay, Shannon.
I think we're
Go ahead.
froze, so we're gonna hold on. Brian, can you guys hear me in the back? Because I think
Yes,
everybody didn't froze on
We can
us.
hear you.
we can hear you. Shannon, we can talk. You can talk.
Shannon.
Yeah, Shannon.
All right, so while we're waiting, I guess it's just me on the show right now.
It's just you. Oh, she's gone.
she's,
She's,
she's out
she
again.
must.
That's
So,
Okay,
Terry.
so
Hey.
go
ladies,
ahead.
um,
Yes.
I think she was asking about some of the things that you guys have faced as an organization in Florida. With the kids and there's
Yeah, I was like, where everybody go? Just went out and blanked out and left me.
I can't hear her now.
Oh, she can't hear me now. Oh,
I
the
can hear
sleep.
you. Go ahead.
So
I can't.
okay, so I don't even know where I left off. Man, this must be a good show because when something's good, the enemy
yeah,
just try everything to
yeah.
just all kind of stuff happen.
Okay,
um,
yes.
because we're bringing such an awareness. So anyway, we were talking.
What's she saying?
Oh,
Right.
we're gonna have to get Kelly to come back out and come back in. Can we try that one more time?
One more time, Kelly. Go out and come back.
Okay.
Move a little faster this time because you slow,
Well,
Kelly.
I was trying to copy the link. I was having such a hard time.
I can hear you good now. I don't know. Oh, there she's
So what were
gone.
we talking about? I don't know. What were we talking about, Karen?
You was talking about the challenges that they face.
Oh, the challenges that you guys face because we've had so many different organizations on, right? And it's why is it so hard to get other mothers and involved in their children's now watch this. Now Tara, you're gonna laugh at me, but they'll get
I'm glad.
involved. They'll get involved if their son is MVP, All American, if they think it's gonna be a check, right?
They
Then
they they right there.
they front and
They
center.
can speak Spanish then too.
But when it comes to really focusing on their grades, really paying attention to the mental um, health issues that they might notice, when it comes to things of that's very important, SAT,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, um,
Yeah.
ACT, even
Uh huh.
how to help your child interview correctly, then they're nowhere to be found. Now
Right.
notice that.
No. Right. I tried to figure out when I think I first started seeing it when my son was playing AAU, and you have 12 players, but you have three moms. at a game. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
Right.
well, what? Well, where your mom? Where the moms?
Right.
They not there because it's right then the child not getting any money and maybe not even the recognition that they think they should get. But let them go to college and on their way to the NFL, NBA. Man, they right there like they were at every game. I
Yeah.
have no idea why you can't get them out because nobody's not gonna beat me supporting mine.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Now,
I
Yeah.
now,
might
now
say,
that's how.
come on.
Right. Yeah.
Yelling,
And you,
screaming.
yeah, I fuss too with the refs, so I do it all.
Oh
Oh,
Lord, you ref.
no,
Oh
you don't be
Lord.
hollering the ref is cheating. Y'all cheating.
They cheating. They cheating. Not cheating, cheating. But I
Cheating.
have not figured it out.
You do it, Kelly?
I haven't figured it
Yeah.
out. I try to figure it out, but you cannot figure out. And what can you do? I try to encourage them. Go see your child play. You know what I mean? Don't. I go see some. I still go to basketball games, football games, and I don't have a horse in the race right now in high school. And you still don't see some moms there.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, we already know the dad is probably they at football because they just that's their boy, my boy
Right.
playing. But
Right.
moms, we definitely, and we're the ones, we have got to be there. We have got to care more about their education than just seeing them go to college to play football. They still might not even really come out with a degree. And if they have a degree, they gave it to them and they don't know nothing,
They don't
Right.
know nothing. They're just
you
passing them,
know.
True.
and they don't know anything. So, Kelly, can you hear me now?
I can,
Oh, Kelly
yes.
can hear me. Here we go. Okay, so we were talking about why is it that parents or moms are not as involved
Uh,
as they need to be with their student athletes. It's even going up to the school and dealing with um, curriculum. You know, it's like my son. He was in high school. He was one class away from not being able to go to a D1. And we caught it because we were always lining things up with the
Yeah.
NCAA. We were always there. And so when we caught it, it was like, oh, we missed this one, but we were able to fix it and he ended up going to OU. So, so Kelly, tell us, why do you feel that moms are not involved as much?
I don't know if it has to do with maybe them letting the father take over. Um,
Could be.
I kind of, since my ex-husband was involved with coaching, um, my son, I kind of let him take over the sports aspect of it. But I dealt with the academic part of it. Um, I just think that we can tend to be a little lackadaisical and just let the school take care of everything and not really realizing that we need to be involved. I think that parents and moms kind of figure it out after the fact, unfortunately. Just like I kind of figured out, the NCAA. Thank goodness I figured it out, before my son graduated. But I just believe at times um, we just tend to be a little lackadaisical and not really knowing. We don't have classes on how to parent and how to, um, which I wish we did
Right.
before we
Yeah.
had kids. I wish they had
Yeah.
classes on parenting. And when we have kids that are in high school or going through their elementary, middle school, and high school, I wish there were classes on that, but we don't have it. And so we kind of, unfortunately, after the fact, we have regrets. And I
Yeah.
really feel like a lot of parents will have regrets, that they weren't more involved in their kids' academics and sports.
I think the sad thing is you have moms that just don't care, you know, um,
Yeah,
Right.
that too.
Right.
and
Now that
and
too.
Yeah.
and it's kind of a
Well,
sad thing. Go
I
ahead.
don't know if don't care. I just think about, a single mom and you have 2 or 3 kids and you're making enough money, ends meet, and you got to get home, you got to cook, You got to help them with homework. You got to wash. You got to prepare for the next day. And some single moms use sports as a babysitting. Hey, let me let you get involved so somebody can help me because I need help. And I just, I
That's some moms. And you're right. That's some moms. And then there's some mamas who just don't care. They
yeah,
just,
Right.
boy, do what you do, or
Right.
they out doing their thing with Jack and Steve. Okay, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna
Bring
be
it
nice.
back.
Okay,
Why
I'm gonna,
those
I'm gonna come
names?
back. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back.
Yeah, really back.
It's okay.
Really back
I'm gonna
in.
really back, y'all. Oh, but but it's true, right? And some
yeah,
of them don't. And then, like you said, there's some
Yeah.
moms that are hardworking, and there should be a support group for moms to educate them on what's going on in their child.
Mm,
But listen, watch this. But some moms are smart enough, even the ones that was with Jack and Steve, when their son or their daughter is all of a sudden in the media and their name is going across the board, I mean, going across the news as top player, then all of a sudden they want to show up cute,
right,
Right. Yeah.
yes. Hmm.
right?
That's mine. Yes.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
They want to show up like
Definitely.
they've been there forever.
yeah,
And
Right.
don't
Yes.
know the peer pressure that your child is going, because these athletes are going through some things. People,
Right.
you
And
can't go to college when I'm 24. We're not in college. And especially if you have a son. I remember taking my son to OU. And I remember this girl after the first game, and I seen her standing outside the dorms. She was beautiful, but I knew. That's all I'm gonna say
I
is I knew,
I
right?
I know,
Yep.
I know what
And
you're
I know
talking about.
too. I know. I
I
know.
know, I know.
Definitely
And
know.
I wanted to go and just hug her and say, "Baby, you ain't gotta be like that,
mm,
right?
Right.
Mm,
You come from in front of this door and waiting for these," because I knew she was nobody boy girlfriend. And
mhm.
I just wanted, and there was some others pulled up, and I just wanted to say, "Oh my God, baby, just come on away." But
Right.
things like that, I sat down and talked to my son, and I had already prepared him. Okay, listen, you're a dollar sign, you in college, this is this,
Mm,
this is what this looks like, this is how they talk. I was preparing him, right?
yeah,
mm.
But then
Right.
then you get these moms that don't prepare 'em, and then
Right.
their son get pregnant by a girl, and you want to cuss
Mhm.
out
They
and
they
you
son get pregnant by a girl.
not
Yeah,
their
he
son, I'm
said.
sorry, let me flip it. Their son, no, this girl get pregnant by their
but
son,
Okay,
right?
because I was getting ready to say.
Wait. And you never dealt with, you knew your son was always the way he
Right.
was, right? Even in
Right.
high school.
Right.
But
Right.
then you want to go cussing
Right.
out the girl, but you never took the time to see what your son was doing when he was younger, right? You
Exactly.
knew he
Yep.
was player when he was in high school. But because he's an
Mhm.
athlete, then
Right.
all of a sudden she want my son, and my son can't do this,
Mhm.
and she just wanted to go. And she could be really a sweet girl, but your son was a player.
Right.
Mm.
yeah.
Right.
Do you know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
want to go back to the with the parents being involved. What do you think if the coaches would make it mandatory in order for that child to play on the team that the parent had to volunteer, at least 5 games or make some kind of mandatory thing for the parent?
Yeah.
What you want? You want the truth, or you
Yeah.
want me to
Yeah.
make up something?
No,
No,
I
we
mean,
want the truth.
They still not gonna come.
well,
They'll
his
be like,
son
No.
well, I
can't
guess
play. He can't
right,
play.
right. I guess he won't play then, cause I'm not
Yeah,
coming
because
to no
they
game.
don't care. They
Right.
don't care.
They don't.
And then
Now, if
you're setting up for a bad fight.
right,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and you wish it could be something, but
Yeah.
they don't want to come, and they son playing, and it's not mandatory. So even if it's mandatory, it would be, you can barely get them to come to a meeting. You know what I mean? Only time now let the teacher say something about the child. Now they out there ready.
Right.
They
Let him
ready.
take the
They ready to
phone.
fight the teacher
Ready to
because
fight
the
them.
teacher. You know what I mean? But no, no, no. We don't need you out there for that. We need you out there to help your child. Don't add more disservice to him by you just wanting to fight for him, and they ain't gonna talk about you. Let's get out there and help.
That's right.
talk to the teachers. I'm not saying you got to talk to every last one of them, or get with the coach. You know what I mean? Talk to the coach and let the coach go do your footwork, talking to everybody if that's going to help you. But even with them, not talking bad about coaches, because we do have good coaches,
That's
but
right.
some of them is just about winning.
Winning. That's
And
right.
and they want to make sure they still can play next year, but they not pushing, hey, let's get not a 2.0. We need you to be better than that. You know what
That's
I mean? We
right.
really want you to be able to go to school. So again, that's why we're here trying to, if someone comes to us and they need somebody, we're gonna direct you. Well, we actually have a tutor, so we're willing to
I like.
pay. But we're not gonna pay, give you no money, and you gonna say you going to get a tutor. We have a tutor because some people, they all about, like, we can't get them to come to do the CPR class probably May on March the 7th. But I
Wow.
bet you if we said we giving away a free stay at a hotel, we would have them lying down the street.
Oh, and my
We
head
we
says, "Oh my God, oh my
we
God, I
still
love
live.
you, I love you,
Are
I
we
love
still
you,
live?
I love you." She said, "Wait, y'all." She didn't say like a free lunch or dinner. She said a hotel. Wait, okay, so Steve and Jack can come.
I'm sorry.
Oh, me and you. Oh my God, girl, we would. Oh Lord, we think alike. We here.
I'm sorry. I'm
It's okay.
sorry.
Reel
I
it back. It's
apologize.
okay. Reel it back. But you're
No
right.
need, no need
Okay.
to
Okay.
apologize.
Yeah, you're right.
But
It's
You're
time.
right. You're right.
but they I don't know, you know what I mean? I free. They like. But
Right.
when you say free education, oh, he'll be all right. He ain't gonna actually I remember one parent, I was like, they were gonna come to us, and then they end up telling me, oh, my son said he don't need it. And I'm thinking, your son said that? Not in my house, but hey, that's how you run your house. Okay, well, we're here anytime you need us. You have yourself a
Wow.
great day. Because that's not it. Don't let your son or your daughter tell you they don't need it. If you feel like they need it, get it, especially when someone is trying to help you. When there's no one out there, they won't help. When you're
That's
out
right.
there, they won't even come to you. Even when you giving it to them, I think they think you want something back. I don't want nothing back. All I want the athlete to do is to go out and succeed. I'm not looking for them to come back and say, Miss
That's right.
Tara, here's $1 million. I'll take it now. Don't get me wrong,
Don't get it
but that's
twisted.
not what I'm. But that's not what I'm looking for. We want to help
Yeah.
them. You know what I mean? We really want to help the athlete. We really
Yeah.
do.
And
And the
educate the
parents.
parents, the things
Right.
that we didn't know,
Right.
you
Right.
know,
I like how you guys
trying to
help them.
give back.
Not only just that, so you guys give resources, whether it's cleats or different things that you guys try to help them with and counseling, right?
Right.
Yes,
Right.
Right.
yes.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
I
Yeah,
like that.
we're
Yeah.
trying to set up where we're the liaison to, counselors and therapists and trainers and tutors and uh, getting CPR certified. Everything that, student athlete might face, they might have an obstacle, and then trying to be that support system to sponsor their guardians or parents or a parent to go to one of their games.
Oh, that's
So
good.
I guess what you call that, a liaison.
I like
Liaison.
that. Now, do the school work with you guys, the high schools?
Some
We
do. We're
have
working on
some.
it.
Some
Yes.
do.
Yeah. But as soon as we get the school that somebody really doesn't like and we really do a lot, that's when the rest of them gonna really pour in.
Yeah.
Isn't
You
that
know when
sad? Yeah.
they don't, but yeah, it is. You find a school and they'll be saying, "Oh, why they helping them? They didn't come here," and then they gonna probably be knocking my door down. Hey, I need you, but hey,
Right.
we gonna accept them like they can't. They was the first one to come through the door.
Now, do you guys
I,
go out and speak like to different high schools or different sports organizations?
I'm shy.
Yeah, right.
If I had glasses on, I'd be like this.
And Tara.
Um,
Right.
we have gone to like if a coach lets us come in, we'll talk to the team. We had one that was gonna let us talk to the parents and the team, but he never did have the meeting, so we were kind of like, no real big speaking engagements yet, but I'm getting ready, honey. I'm finna step
Yeah.
out. Y'all gonna see me shine.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Oh my.
Yeah.
So Kelly, your son end up? What happened with him? Is he still playing a sport or?
He is not. I'm really proud of him. He on draft day, we were expecting him to at least. He knew he wasn't going to get drafted. He was supposed to be a preferred free agent. Um, Long story short, he heads his junior year of college. He butt heads with the coaches. Long story in that. Um, his freshman and sophomore year, his coaches were high on him, and then his junior senior year kind of fell on the side. A lot of things happened. He, as I said, was supposed to be signed as a free agent. He did get invited to a couple of mini camps, but essentially he was blackballed. We found that
Wow.
out from another coach. But all things happen for a reason. I am going to post a video that he and his fiance did this past week. He went through a lot after that because all he knew was football. He played football since he was 6 years old.
Yeah.
He had an athlete mentality that if he wasn't going to do this, and he was going to play somewhere. He signed with the AAF, and then that fell through. Of course, the Alliance of American Football. Now he owns 3 businesses. He has a sports agency. Now he has signed 5 football players to 2020 draft class.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah.
He has partnered with a sports agent with one of his businesses. He has 34 Culture. They have custom hoodies, gator skin, velvet, really cool customized hoodies. And then his fiance has a blog called The Holy Huddle. They did a video this past week, and he talks about how God knows what he is prepared. Well, oh God, how did he put it? If he would have gotten drafted and signed, he would have wilded out, is what he said. All he was thinking about was partying and girls. So he was not in the right frame of mind at that time. And he realizes it now. God has put him on another path.
Wow.
He realizes that God had something bigger for him. At the time, all he thought was football. And now he has 3 businesses that are growing. He's also going to be going to fire school and then getting his master's. So, and then he's getting married. He's getting married May 25th. Yeah. He and his fiance started these businesses. So, and now he's going to be the one helping football players, sign to a team or get drafted by a team. So I'm really proud of him because that year, this is another thing, what happens life after football.
Come on. That's right.
Oh my God. The depression.
That's right.
Oh, it was horrible.
That's right.
There were months where I didn't know how to help him. I really didn't. But now he has turned his life around and he is focused on his businesses and getting married. And I'm just really proud of him. I'm going to be posting that video on our webpage. Yeah.
The depression is real, huh, Karen?
Yes, it is. We've talked about that. We've had players coming on and, because they didn't make the team, they contemplated suicide. And so, I think we got to continue to share these stories, and especially the success stories of how, bringing your son on and tell what he went through and how he was able to.
That's right.
Football wasn't his only identity. There was something else that God had for him to do. And he was able to see that and move in that direction. And so we need to hear those stories of athletes. When football, what do you do when you've been groomed for something all
or
your life, and God say, "Okay,
right,
it's time to make another turn."
right,
Yes.
How you
Right.
Yes.
do
Yes.
Because he had
Yes.
missed his identity. So he didn't know
Mhm.
football's athlete was his identity.
it? Yeah,
He didn't know how it wasn't separated. And so many athletes are like that,
yeah,
that their identity is so meshed with whatever sport they play. When a tragedy
Mhm.
happens or they're released or something of that sort, they don't know who they are and what to do. And so they're
right,
lost and or they get
right,
into something they shouldn't, or like you said, they'll commit suicide. And so we have to keep pounding at the pavement with these moms and with even the dads. Like, you got dads that are hard on their sons,
Mhm.
and they'll push them, and it's like, look, wait, hold up, he's not you.
right, right,
Okay,
Mhm.
you had your turn. Why you didn't
right,
make it, that, that's between you and God. But don't pound your son or your daughter so
right,
much
Mhm.
that you help them lose their identity.
right.
So it's I love what you guys are doing. I commend you, and I hope your
yeah,
communities really do get involved with you and help you out with this, because you guys have stories of, you almost lost a son, so you're
Yes,
fighting for CPR. Your son
yes,
went through depression. So you guys have a powerful story. Yes, like Kawasaka said, you guys are overcomers.
yeah,
Um,
Mhm.
Kawasaka, we love you. She's one of our hosts. She couldn't be here with us,
Mhm.
but this it has to get out there, because this is it's needed. It's needed. It's
right,
needed to catch starting from seventh grade. Because we don't realize the mental development starts so young
yeah,
right. Oh
Yes.
to be
yes, yes.
successful.
Now that's the truth.
Yes.
Yes,
And especially if you got a parent who's depending on you to make it, to get them out of their mess. The
Mhm.
pressure.
right,
And then some kids want to please dad or mom. And or take it as, I see my mom struggling, I need to get her out of this situation. So we
right.
have to we have to teach them to be, and cell phones, social media does not help. It makes it worse.
Worse. Yes,
Mhm.
It, it,
yes,
it takes them from allowing them to be kids,
yeah.
and
right.
and
Yes.
grow up. Social media grows them up so fast. Y'all know we didn't have that. You remember I was in
No.
listen, I was in Kansas this weekend, and I was driving down this street, and this little old shack store, and I told my husband, I said, because my grandmother's from Youngstown, Ohio, God rest her soul, and I said, you remember when you used to be a little kid and you used to go to that store and candy was only a penny,
Yeah.
and you
A
got that
penny.
brown paper bag.
What? They had them in Ohio too.
Yes, grandma give you that little 60 cents and you just thought you did something. And you walk to that little corner store and you load that candy up.
Yes.
Our kids don't even know anything about that.
No.
That was like good times. And ever you hung out with all the kids outside and y'all be sitting on the porch exchanging y'all little lemon drops and your little lemon candy. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah.
we
Yeah.
grew up enjoying our childhood. And
Right.
now
We did.
we did. And sports was not so hard as it is now, you know?
Right.
Right.
That's
Right.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I
And
commend you guys. Go ahead.
no, and I'm saying then, for real, everyone helped
That's
everyone. You know what I mean?
right.
If they saw little Johnny over here and he needed something, they didn't have a problem helping. Now people don't want to help when they
Mhm.
really need it. Now it's so easy for kids um to get things, but they are my I want to say they not holding on to it. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
They get it so quick, so they can't even hold on to it. They learn how to do this, but then it may not. It's not. They're not holding on to it. We
That's
just want
right.
to be there to help them
It
Well,
takes a
and the
village.
parents.
Yes, it
Yes,
does take a
that's
village.
it. Yeah,
it
yes,
Yeah,
does.
yes.
Yeah, because you used to get in trouble and you thought you got away with
Mhm.
it. But Aunt Sally next
Man,
door had already called grandma on the phone.
Yep.
By the time I was one of those, y'all. Listen, by the time you walk in the door, Shannon, I was like, dang, you be
yeah.
tattletelling, but it
Oh,
kept you
wow. Yeah.
right, but it kept you out of trouble. You know
yeah,
what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yes.
Everybody
Yes.
was there supporting and helping, and now, you got these Anyway, don't get me started. You got your son who is 5 years old, but he got the latest Nike. He got the sleeve on his arm. And like
Right.
we were talking about before, he
Right.
5. Talking about we warm
Right.
him up. He 5. Like, you know what I mean? He got the Nike backpack, the shoe, the sleeve, the
Yeah.
headband, but yet he
Right.
can't read.
Right. Right.
Wow.
Yeah. Just backwards.
Just
Yeah.
We
backwards.
yeah. Yes.
Then,
He
you
wearing
know,
Nike before he can spell Nike. Really?
exactly. You know, walking around with an Apple cell phone. Wait, what? You know, and but anyway,
Oh yeah.
it's like I said, I love what you guys do. So can you tell everybody how to find you? How to, if they want to volunteer or be, donate or whatever it is, can you kind of
Yeah.
let us know how to find you?
Our website is moms, the number 4, studentathletes.com. Moms for studentathletes.com. On Instagram, it's moms underscore the number 4 underscore student underscore athletes.
Okay. Are you
And
guys
then we're
looking
on
for
Facebook.
volunteers?
Yes, we are.
With
Yes, we
anything.
are. Yeah.
I was finna say something.
um,
I'm gonna be nice. Go ahead,
Okay.
Kelly. Keep on. Go
looking
Okay.
for
ahead.
tutors and counselors and therapists and
Still,
mentors.
yeah.
That's
Yep.
good. That's good.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
And
And
then
then you have a
sponsorships.
donation. Yeah, okay, you can have a donation
Got
button stuff on your
Yes.
donations.
website.
Yes, we
And,
Wow.
do. We need
and it's
donations so we can sponsor
tax
parents.
deductible, right? Tax
Correct.
Yes,
deductible.
it
Yes.
is.
Yes.
Yes, it is. We are a 501c3 organization.
Wow, I like that. So listen, if you are in Florida, go be a part of this. This is so phenomenal. I like it. Adopt an athlete. Like
Yeah,
if mom and them are there, show up for them. Be there.
yeah,
Right.
It makes a
Right.
difference when they can look up in the stands and see somebody's there for them.
yeah,
Right.
It makes them
Yes.
play at a
Yes.
different level, whether they win
Yes.
or lose, just knowing someone's there. So I
That
like it.
right.
Go adopt a student athlete. Show up, be there for them. Join this organization, contribute to them, help them, volunteer. I mean,
yeah,
we have to because so many athletes are getting in trouble, and if we
Right.
don't catch it now, it's only going to get worse. And it's not just the young men; it's even the females. They are having
Yes.
not midlife, they're having crisis that we don't even know about. They don't talk
Right.
about it. They really,
Right.
you notice the females are very quiet. They're introverts.
Mm-hmm.
They don't say
Right.
nothing. Now the boys, they just start acting like they ain't got no sense, right?
That's
Like
true.
This is true. Right.
they,
That's true.
they're,
Right.
but the girls are very quiet. They don't say much, so you'll think, oh, they're fine.
Right.
They're girls don't get in much trouble, but a lot of them, they go through whether a coach try to hit on them,
Right.
it's stuff we don't talk
Yeah.
about,
Right.
and
Right. Yes.
so listen, we got to get more involved. We do.
Right.
Karen, you got something?
Well, I just want to say those moms who have been through the system and you understand the struggle uh, of, of of moms who are trying to get this out to help student athlete. I say every mom, let's go give $1. If we had
That's
a
right.
thousand moms to give $1 towards
Oh,
this organization, just think how many student athletes they could help. So I challenge every sports mom who's been a sports mom who understands the struggle of needing cleats and the things that our boys need. I challenge you to give $1, at least $1 to this organization to help them further what they're doing in Florida.
do you guys have a cash app to maybe or how can they donate to you?
Do we have
Go
a
ahead,
cash
Miss.
app? Can we cash
No, we don't.
app?
No, no, we don't have
Okay,
cash
cash
app.
app.
We just just on our page they
Facebook.
have to hit the donate button or email us and and we'll give you our address, which is moms
Yes.
for student athletes at gmail.com. Email us,
Mm-hmm.
we'll get you there.
Okay. Like Karen said,
Yeah.
just $1.
Yeah.
Just $1. Give $1. Listen, if you're watching, like you
Oh,
said, just give $1. That
Dollar.
dollar can help a kid get a cleat or take his SATs because those are
Yeah.
expensive. You
Yeah.
know,
right,
Yes.
let's not just
right,
do the cleats just to take the test.
Yeah.
You know, get school
right,
supplies, or
right,
even just go to tutoring to be able to help them pay for a kid to go to tutoring or
Yeah.
counseling. You
Yeah.
know,
Yes.
right,
because
right,
Help a mom to be able to go to a game because
yeah,
right,
kids are all across the United States and they just want to be able to go to a game.
that's
You know,
right.
that can be
right.
something that can help another mom.
So you heard it right here on Can We Talk Sports. So listen, ladies, thank you for joining the show.
Thank you.
You guys are
No, thank
awesome.
you.
We are going to keep
Thank
in
you for having us
contact
on.
with you
Yeah.
and see
Please,
how what you guys
please.
are doing. And if we're ever in the Florida area, we will come and hang out with you. I
Yeah.
can hang
Yes,
out with you,
please.
All
Tara.
right.
Tara, you know I gotta hang out with you. I'm gonna be on the floor with you. 'Cause
He's
me and you
crazy.
can we
Are
can
you sure
talk
you can
and
handle it?
we
Are
can
you sure
talk
you can
about
handle it?
me and you know some things. We know about
I really
them.
had a good time.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did. So anyway, thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you.
I truly appreciate it. So listen, you guys, this has been a great show. Can We Talk Sports is on the rise. We are going to bring as much awareness as we can. Our whole, I mean, Katrina, we got Kawasaka, we got Big Mama and Irisha. Listen, and Karen, we coming for it. We're going
Yes.
to bring awareness at every hand on mental health, on education,
Yes.
on you name
Yes.
it, the female. Somebody even
Recruiting.
posted the groupies.
Yes.
We gonna talk to y'all about the groupies. I just gotta get myself together.
Right.
The
Talking
groupies.
nice when we had that show. But we gonna talk about the groupies, male and female. Okay,
Okay.
Thank you for
Yeah.
All
shining.
right.
you
Yeah.
know. Yeah. So anyway, this is your girl Shannon from Can We Talk Sports, and I'm with my host.
Karen Reed.
And listen, you guys have a phenomenal week, and we will talk to you later. Bye.
Bye
Bye.
All
bye.
righty. Bye bye.